The whole world, very many people in the world are talking of the end of US as a superpower. Fantastic. There is absolutely no GST on fantasies, so we can all continue to have that fantasy. But look at it this way: is US on a decline? Yes, not because only because US is on a decline, because other countries are growing richer, growing bigger, I mean, China and India were the world's poorest of countries not long ago, maybe 25-30 years ago. The way China has come up and the way India has come up, and I think going forward India will do even better. Fairly obvious that US market share in everything will had to go down. Their GDP compared to the whole world's GDP had to go down. But is it the end of US? I doubt it, right? If you can't believe it, you must visit the US to know what I'm talking about. Every product there, every manufacturer in the world wants to sell his product there. So look at the number of Hyundai and Kia cars, look at the number of BMWs, Mercedes, right? These are European brands, Korean brands, Japanese brands. Everybody wants to sell their car in the US. Everybody wants to sell their two-wheeler in the US. It is a market which is ruthless, and it is the ultimate epitome of capitalism. So capitalism has its advantages. You can rise to your profession to the highest without too much of a problem, right? Because everybody else is competing for that. So you have the best quality of people coming there, the best bankers there, the best institutions there, the best education. Indians spend more on education in US than the total remittances from all Indian workers all over the world, right? So that is the kind of money that we are willing to spend. I'm not saying it's only US. Indians spend in Singapore, they spend in UK, they spend in Australia, Canada, every other place. So the total amount, we are seeking education to push ourselves up the value chain or up the value ladder, so that we can ultimately be in the US and compete for their, try to sell cars, try to sell services, try to sell something to them, right? So if everybody is vying to be in US and wanting to contribute to them, there has to be some reason, right? So there is some reason why everybody wants to be there. Why does it attract so much of talent? Why is it that every day you see long queues outside their embassies all over the country waiting for a visa? Why people travel from Bangalore to Bombay to get a visa appointment? Because that is how it is got allotted, right? So everybody desires, it's like this, go back Yankee, please take me with you, right? That's how it is. People may sit there, criticize, but ultimately if they are offered a visa, will they take it? They will. It is exactly how people crib about Ambani, Adani and all that. But if their son gets a job with Ambani or Adani, are they going to say, don't take up the job? These are the big job creators. So exactly that way, US creates jobs. US attracts talent, and everybody, in every part of the world is dying to go there. Of course, I'll get a pushback saying not everybody. I'm not tempted to go there at all. But the thing is, every young kid, I mean, I keep saying this even in IIT, by the time they are in their 4th year, they already have an accent, right? So everybody wants to go there. So when you have that ability to attract the world's best people, the world's best products, they will compete with each other to give you a good price, right? So you will get cheap stuff, you will get bad stuff, you will get expensive stuff, you will get everything, but it is the world's biggest market for top quality items and surprisingly even poorer quality items, because there are very many people who can only afford that. But still, what am I trying to drive at? I'm trying to say US is nowhere near its end. It is getting weaker. Yes, maybe it will take another 70, 80, 100 years. So it's not something within your lifetime or my lifetime that it is going to happen. The chances are that they will slip. Maybe they'll slip faster. But is there somebody willing to or in a position to replace them? The answer is no. Will China attract the kind of talent that US does? No. Will India attract the kind of talent and people that US does? No, we will not. It takes a very long time. It has to be a big country, it has to be an attractive country, it has to have a good image. All those things have to happen. So will the US get replaced? No. Will the dollar get weak? Perhaps. Will the rupee get stronger against the dollar? Perhaps. All those things might happen. But to think that US is finished because of whatever reasons, because the people are no longer going to deal with the petrodollar and all that may be true. So will the US be weakened? Maybe yes. Will the US be finished because of this? Answer is no. Even in Taiwan, China is getting a nice pushback because they are just beating around the bush. They don't have the guts to attack, and US has created a lot of own chips, right? So they have the sand, their ability to create. They outsource it to, let's say they outsource it to Taiwan. Now they're just going to take it back, and they're telling China, don't mess around with Taiwan. We will treat it like our own state, right? So they will give them protection, and technologically I believe they've pumped in a lot of money, some $150 billion into the for making those chips, for which we are completely dependent on Taiwan. So all these things are happening. Yes, it is possible that the average American today does not have the appetite needed to make America great again, but the whole world is willing to contribute its own children for the betterment of US. How many of our own relatives are in the US contributing to US? I used to have a cousin who used to work with NASA, right? So it's not that we are trying to belittle them or anything. Yes, it is possible that the US importance of US will go down. Is it at the end of its life? Is US at the end of its life? Extremely doubtful, unless it gets broken up into various parts, etc., etc., which can all happen 20 years, 30 years later. I don't know. But right now, I don't think, I think it's too early to write the epitaph for US or for the US dollar. I think they're still resilient, they will be strong. Yes, a little weak here and there, yes. But is it headed for a collapse? Is it going to slip to, in the country ranking, is it going to slip to 52? The answer is no. It's going to be very much where it is. Thank you.